Do you ever hear certain objections and immediately panic? I need to think about it. It's too expensive. I need to talk to my partner. If you hear any of those and you think the deal is dead, you couldn't be further from the truth. Objections aren't rejection, and they're actually a good sign. I'm gonna show you exactly why objections actually mean you're closer than you think. We're gonna go over the top 5 objections that you probably hear every single day. We're gonna go over how to handle them without sounding pushy, and also how to handle them before they even come up. And if you've ever had that awkward moment where a client gives you an objection and you freeze up or you don't know what to say, we're gonna fix that in this video. If somebody gives you an objection, that is a good sign. It means they're engaged. I mean, think about it. If somebody wasn't interested, would they really object, or would they actually play along and agree with everything you say to get the presentation, the call, the pitch over with? From here on out, what I want you to do is when you get an objection, I want you to realize that the client is thinking, they're processing, they're actually considering what decision they're gonna make. Objections are a request for clarity. It's not telling you to retreat. The worst objection is not, I need to think about it. The worst objection is the one that the client is not telling you. In other words, the worst objection isn't the one that you think you know. It's the one that you don't know. And once you understand that, objections stop being scary. And you'll realize also, objections are most of the time just excuses, and they become part of the process. You start to expect them. And when you receive them, that means you're on a good path. Let's break down the 5 most common objections that you hear and anybody else, no matter the industry, hears. Number 1. The price is too high or it's too expensive. This is almost never about the money. It's about the value. What they're really saying is, I don't see how this is worth it yet. If price comes up too early, that typically means that you didn't do a great job of uncovering the pain and sticking to that pain and making the client feel that pain bad enough. Maybe the impact wasn't strong enough or the outcome wasn't clear enough. If you hear, I need to think about it, I want you to immediately think, okay, the client is uncertain right now. They don't really have to think about it. You think about things immediately. Like, think of a purple elephant. You just thought about it. It takes a split second to think about something. They're not disinterested, they just need more information. They're usually unsure about things like timing. They're not sure if they'll make the right decision, or they're not sure about the risk. In this moment, your job is not to overcome it. It's not to pressure them. It's to understand what they're uncertain about. If you hear, I need to talk to my partner, sometimes this is actually a real objection. Other times it's just a smokescreen. If you watched my earlier video on how to qualify a client, are they actually the decision maker? If they're not, you need to find out who is. That decision maker needs to be at the appointment and the one that you're speaking to. If there's multiple decision makers, do what you can to make sure all of them are there. Sometimes that's not possible. That's why I said sometimes this is an actual objection that you can't necessarily overcome, but you can make sure that you do control what you can control, and that's knowing who the decision makers are and making sure, if possible, that you're speaking to them. Another common objection is, we're already working with someone else, or we already have somebody for this, or something along those lines. This does not mean no. This means you have not clearly shown them why changing makes sense. Why would they change? Why would they go with you? Why would they purchase your product or service? People don't switch unless the pain of staying is greater than the pain of change. The last objection that you've probably heard countless times, now is not a good time. Timing objections usually mean one thing: lack of urgency. If you don't uncover their problem and frame it so that it's painful enough today, tomorrow always sounds better. So those are the top 5 objections that you've probably heard in the construction or home services industry, or any industry for that matter. Now I want to go over how to avoid objections before they even come up. You can do this by asking better questions, slowing the conversation down, and confirming understanding along the way, like trial closes or tie downs. So as you're going through your process, Does that make sense? Or do you see the benefit in that? Ensure that the client is engaging throughout so they're not tuning you out. And if you say something like, does that make sense? Or can you see the benefit in something like this? If they say no, okay, slow the conversation down. Understand why it doesn't make sense or why they wouldn't see the benefit in that. Once you understand why clients give you certain answers, things are gonna get so much easier for you. You may have heard this before, but if you haven't, write this down. It's called the feel, felt, found method. This is one of the cleanest ways to handle resistance without sounding pushy. Here's how it works. The first step is feel. Acknowledge them. I understand how you feel. The second step is felt. Normalize it. Let them know they're not alone. Other people have felt the same way. I had a client that felt the exact same way that you do. Step 3 is found. Redirect it with clarity. What they found was once they understood blank, the decision became easy. A quick example of how this would sound all put together is if somebody gives you some resistance of any type, you can say, I know exactly how you feel. I was actually just working with a client the other day who was saying the same exact thing. But what they found was my product or solution actually helped them through this exact issue. But can I ask, what exactly are you unsure about in this moment? Now you're not handling an objection. You have looped it back to then having a conversation. That's the difference between average reps and good ones. So here's the big takeaway. Objections don't kill deals. Poor handling of objections does. When you understand objections, sales gets calmer. You stop reacting and you start leading. That's when you're gonna see the biggest difference. If you want help with this, I created a downloadable ebook. The link will be down in the description or the comments, one of the two. It breaks down common objections, what they really mean, and how to respond correctly. I'll see you in the next one.